What's happening, YouTube? I'm back again with another market outlook. Yesterday was 4th of July, Independence Day for US, and today is the big one, NFP, non-farm payroll, with unemployment data coming out for the dollar this afternoon. Okay, so due to that, let's take a look at the DXY and see what price action that we've had so far. So in terms of the weekly perspective, we have in fact fulfilled the weekly target in terms of playing into this weekly imbalance. Now, ideally, you should have been able to catch some trades already. If you haven't been able to catch some trades already, I don't know what you're doing, but that's perfectly fine. Maybe you can catch something for NFP Friday. Now, it isn't going to be the most highest probable or the easiest market to trade, just due to the fact that whenever there's high impact news, it's a little bit tricky. Now, if you were inside of my Telegram, you would have been able to see some trades, some chart analysis, some trade setups where you could have taken advantage of it. So if you're not, the link to my Telegram is in the description box down below. Just click it and join it and come and join for absolutely for free. Next up, in terms of looking at the DXY from the daily perspective, looking at this daily imbalance, we may get a potential test of this previous imbalance here, right, where we get a move to the downside, where we can test these previous areas down below on the daily, right, for a potential move to the upside. However, if price does in fact give us those buy positions from that weekly imbalance, okay, we can see if price can pull up, give us a test on the other side before we rally for these equal highs sitting above. Okay, that would be the most ideal picture. Now we are inside of areas where it is, it's not the worst thing ever to look for some longs, especially looking at the weekly perspective. And whenever there are any high impact news, it's important for you to take a look at the lower time frame. Take a look at the lower time frame and take a look at where the most closest and nearest areas of liquidity are. So first we have Wednesday's high here. Sorry, it's not Wednesday's high. The start of Wednesday's Asia session high here. Okay, so we do have this high here. We've got this high here. Now, in terms of breaking to the upside, I do want to see us actually take out this high first, right? Potentially give us that pullback as I showed you on the daily to then look for some longs higher. Now, the areas where it is a little bit more high probable in terms of price reaching towards is probably going to be this high here, which is 105.169. Okay, so let's take a look at how NFP is going to affect the market, and then we can kind of work off of that area. Next up is gold. So gold has in fact is reaching closer and closer to that daily high there. Okay, we're reaching closer and closer to Friday 21st of June's daily high. Now we are still inside this daily up candle, which can give us that move to the downside. If I turn your attentions over to the swing here that I've got worked out, right, we're still sitting around the 78% retracement. Maybe we potentially head to the 88% retracement before we come for the lows. Now, if we are going to sell off and if gold is going to come down, there are a few areas that we should definitely look out for. First area is this 4-hour imbalance inside of here as a first target. And then second target would be these lows down here, which price has left behind. Okay, those would be the most clearest areas to potentially look out for in terms of a move. Next up is Euro USD. So for Euro USD, there is a pretty clean move forming on the daily time frame in terms of how NFP is going to play out. Now, of course, we still do have that exact same picture on the daily there with that imbalance. Okay, very similar picture to the dollar as usual. Now, I want to see if we can take out Wednesday, 12th of June's high in terms of the daily time frame and play into this daily candle here to then go short. Okay, that is the picture that I'm currently seeing for Euro USD. For us to see that type of move happen, whether it happens today or not, that's fine. It doesn't have to happen right now. It can happen at a later date, and we can monitor when and when price gets to those areas. So it's also important to understand that look, once price gets to this area, we're going to wait to see evidence or signs of price breaking down lower before we actually looking to push any buttons. Remember, you don't have to be the first in every single position. You can wait for another train. Last but not least is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has finally broken that daily low, which was 56,500. Okay, now as I said to you guys earlier on in the week, if we break this low, all hell could break loose in terms of Bitcoin could really, really start clapping down. The first area for Bitcoin is going to be around the 50k mark. I would rather see 50k just due to it being a whole psychological level. That would not be too bad. However, looking at this from the weekly perspective, we could actually see Bitcoin drop back down to around 30 to 30k. We could see it, right? And I would not be surprised, guys. So, in terms of Bitcoin coming down, it's not a time to panic. It's not something to, really be too concerned about, because Bitcoin is here to stay. Okay, the crypto space is here to stay with all the contracts and certain approvals, a lot of, let's just say, government interest in the crypto space. This is not going anywhere anytime soon. Cryptos is the future. We'll just have to wait and see how they want to implement it into our day-to-day lives. Okay. Now, as you can see that we do have a very nice weekly candle forming there around the 53, 52k mark for Bitcoin. So that would be the next area to potentially anticipate if price is going to give us a pullback before potentially dropping down even lower. With that being said, that's all I'm going to leave you guys with today. NFP is coming on later on in a few hours. So if you weren't able to capture any trades for most of the week, everyone else was able to capture trades inside of my Telegram. If you're not inside my Telegram, of course, make sure to join with the link inside the description down below, and so that you can also take part in the community. Other than that, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember the theory behind the practice. Peace.